Hello, my dear students. How about you? I hope all are well and safe at your home. That day we have discussed about the reversible and irreversible changes. Yes. Now I am going to talk about with you physical and chemical changes. Okay. If we look around us, we are able to see a variety of substances. For example, in our classroom, if we consider our classroom, in our classroom there are table, chair, desks, benches, window, door, book, copies, blackboard, pen, pencil, and your bags, etc. All are in our classroom. These all substances we consider as matter. Matter means anything that occupies space and has a mass. These are called matter. Moreover, animal, planet, wall, gate, all substances which are in our surroundings we consider as matter. Means what do you define? How do you define? Anything that occupies a space and has a mass are called matter. On the basis of properties, matter can be classified into two ways. One is physical property, other is chemical property. Now we are going to discuss about the physical changes. Yes, every substance has certain properties. In a physical change, only the physical properties of the substance change and no new substance is formed. When only physical properties like shape, size, temperature and state of matter are affected during a change, it is called physical change. In physical change, matter changes their shape, state, size and texture also. So on the basis of physical properties, matter can be classified into their three states. The three states of matter are solid, liquid and gases. So what are the three states of matter? These are solid, liquid and gases. Now, tearing a paper is a physical change. It only divides the paper into pieces and doesn't affect properties of the paper. Similarly, evaporation of water is also a physical change. In this case, only the state of water changes to water vapor, and on cooling, it changes back to its liquid state. During this change, no other properties of water are affected. Therefore, no new substances is formed. Means in a physical sense, no new substances is formed. Next, salt and water can be separated from salt solution by evaporation. By evaporating, salt and water can be separated from salt solution. The formation of salt solution is a physical change because both salt and water retain their properties and can be easily separated. Similarly, gentle heating of wax bring about a physical change. Physical change in the wax. Means we are concluded in physical changes, matter can change their shape, size, textures and state also. Okay, clear? If you have doubt about the topic discussed with you, you can ask me. Okay. Next one is chemical change. If we carefully heat sugar on a gentle fire, it will melt. Yes, the melted sugar will have the same taste as the sugar and it will be soluble in water just like sugar. It is therefore a physical change. But what happens when you keep heating sugar? If you continue heating sugar, it burns and changes into a black substance. The black substance is carbon. It does not have the properties of sugar. It is a different substance. Thus, by heating sugar, a new substance with different properties is formed, such as change is called chemical change. Means in a chemical change, always new substance is formed. The properties of new substance are entirely different from the substances which are taking the chemical change. Okay. Next, the differences between physical and chemical changes. The differences between the physical and chemical changes, we have learned about the physical and the chemical changes. What are those? The difference of the physical and chemical change, the first one is the physical change are mostly reversible. On the other hand, most chemical changes are irreversible. Physical changes are reversible. Now, most physical changes can be reversed. For example, melting of ice cream, breaking of melting of ice cream, breaking of pencil, bending of wire. On the other hand, rotting of fruit or ripening of fruit are the example of chemical change. Clear? Next one is, in physical changes, no new substances is formed, but in chemical change, always form new substances. And in physical change, the substance that undergo a change retain its property, but in chemical change, new substances that are formed have different properties, because in chemical change, always new substances is formed. Next, a change involves energy. Energy is used to change occur. Energy is needed. For example, heat is used to melt wax. Heat is a form of energy. When you tear paper, your body uses some energy. Yes? Some changes release energy. So, for example, when wood burns, it undergoes a chemical change and produces heat and light energy also. So, light is also a form of energy. By adding or removing heat, we can change the state of matter. Yes, we have already discussed about the evaporation process. Yes, in evaporation process, so evaporation of sugar, it is in solid state. If we apply heat, then it melts and goes to the liquid state. If we apply heat continuously, then it goes in their vapor state, isn't it? So, thus energy is involved whenever a change occurs. By adding heat, you see, from solid state to liquid state, and then liquid state goes to the gaseous state. And if we remove heat from a substance, then gaseous from the gaseous state, it changes to liquid state first one, and then solid. Okay. In our next class, we will discuss our exercise questions. Yeah. Thank you.